they have to pay for their business rates from next April.
Now, most areas are going to see a fall. London's braced for a large hike. That's where we've sent Victoria for us this morning on one of the busiest shopping streets. You can tell everyone getting ready to go to work now. Victoria, morning.
Good morning to you both. Yes, it has got a little bit busier. It's filling up the streets here. It's one of the busiest retail environments in the whole country, really, certainly almost in the whole world. When you take up this Oxford Street here, you can see lots of really well recognised names, but also you take into Bond Street as well and Regent Street, and it is apparently the busiest spot for retail in the whole world. Now, the reason we're here is because we're talking about business rates, and there are going to be changes to business rates that businesses across England and Wales will be able to find out about today online when they log on to their council websites. Now, the changes are going to affect people disproportionately. For some people here in the southeast, in London, for example, they're likely to see their rates go up, so not such good news for them. But it will be a shot in the arm for some businesses in the north. Let's hear now from Christian Spence from the Greater Manchester Chamber of Commerce.
Because of the last set of valuations being calculated at the basis at the top of the market in 2008, businesses have been paying more than they would have been expecting for 2 years longer than they were expecting. So, across the northwest and across lots of the regions, businesses will be seeing falls in their revaluations, certainly on average around 10%, for some areas as large as 40 or 50%. The sting in the tail of that for some businesses will be that if you are a particularly large business, or you've seen your valuations move by a very large amount, the relief you're going to see on that is actually going to be phased in over a 5-year period. So you're not going to see that all of that immediate cut in your rates this time, but you will see it spread between now and 2020.
Let's speak now to Councillor Peter Fleming, who is the Deputy Chair of the Local Government Association. Now, you get a bad rep, don't you, because your name is on the bills when these business rates come through. Can you explain what the role of local authorities is when it comes to business rates?
It's exactly that. At the moment, the system clearly isn't fit for purpose. All we do is send out the bills on behalf of the government. We don't set the rates, we just send out the bills, collect the money, parcel it up, send it to government, and then get a small proportion of it back.
So where does this money go, and what are you spending it on when you get it back?
Okay, it is redistributed around the country, but what we're saying is, you know, it's about a fifth of the total spend for local government. The government's going through some changes at the moment which will relocalise much of business rates, and I think that's so important to have that link back to businesses so that we can do the things that businesses want us to do and grow the economy in our local areas.
Sir Peter Rogers, you represent, what, 600 retailers, businesses right across this area of the West End, very busy area. Lots of businesses here feel quite let down by their local authorities, that they're just not getting value for money when it comes to the rates that they spend. What would you like to see?
We'd like to see the local authority get more. I think Westminster keeps 4 pence of every pound we pay. So most of it already goes around the country. The system is broken and it doesn't work for retailers at all.
So what would you like to see in terms of changes? Because this is being described as one of the biggest changes to business rates for a generation.
It's certainly the biggest change in terms of the amount we pay. Our bills are going up by 80%, our revenue's gone up by 30%. The numbers just don't work. We'd like to see a system that's fairer for everyone and that recognises real value. And we'd like to see more business rates retained by London to improve London as an international city.
Now, Peter Fleming, the appeals process for business rates is changing as well, isn't it? Is it going to be harder for businesses to appeal this if they think that they're paying too much?
The current system, again, of appeals is broken. I mean, currently, councils are holding £2.5 billion for potential payouts for bills that they haven't set themselves. So clearly something is wrong. A simpler system, a reduced timescale, so 12 months to appeal, but easier for people to appeal, easier for businesses to appeal online has to be better. But the most important thing is to bring back that link between businesses in a local area and their local authority.
Okay, Peter Fleming and Sir Peter Rogers, thank you very much. So these business rates, they are currently a real headache for lots of businesses. They are the third biggest expense for businesses, behind salaries and rent. Some people will be hopefully pleasantly surprised when they log on to the website and find out how much they will be paying. Perhaps a little bit miffed that they might have been paying too much for the last few years. But businesses in London, for example, gentrified areas across the country, they could see some of their rents more than double. So lots to look out for. Go log on those websites for businesses in England and Wales.
Victoria, thank you. Back with you later on.